The Hobby with Cage, episode 248, brought to you by Bleecker Trading and Arena Club. 248 of these, wow. Fun one today, something I was thinking about. Sometimes I'm on the wrong side of the pump. That sounded really bad. But valid nonetheless. Maybe my ethics gets in the way. Maybe my brain gets in the way. I don't know what it is, but, a couple times during my hobby journey, there have been cards that people just bring up. They're like, "Oh, this is it. I'm going to buy these." Or I hear a rumor that somebody is hoarding a certain card, and I say, "All right, you know what? That's not going to last." And I just steer clear of it. The 84 Star Jordan was one, and the Messi 71 Biz, the Mega Cracks, is the current one. And somebody's buying all the PSA 9s. There's going to be huge sales at the 10s. Last year, I was hearing this, and I went. I wish I could show you guys my my PWCC bids. I went to go buy all the 4s, 5s, 6s, whatever ones are out there, and I didn't. I set a price. I didn't really buy too many of them, and I said, you know what? These are getting pumped up. These are getting bid up. I'm not buying these. I'll be able to get one, down the road. And I still believe that. But what I'm left thinking now with the recent run up in the last year is, those PSA 5s that I could have bought for, for $1,000, $1,500 are now thousands of dollars, you could get a 9 in the 40 range, and that's now significantly more than that. I think an 8 just sold for like 30 something. You could have got that for less than half. I mean, just there has been so much run up in it. And, what I'm left thinking to myself is, why don't you just jump in those? What was it in your brain that said, nope, don't buy those? No, there's a pump going on. Well, guess what? If it's getting pumped, isn't the price going to go up? If it's a true thing that, people are going to be, buying this card and it's going to become a hot item, why not buy some 84 Star? Why not? Why instead go out there and talk about all the reasons why it's not as good of a card? Why talk about how the 84 Star is not as good as the 86 Jordan Fleer, that it's not from a real pack? It's not, it's a team bag. It's a regional issue. Who cares? People are going to be buying it. You should buy it too, because the value is going to go up. And that's what I thought. Also, with the Messi, I didn't buy any of them, and half of me feels kind of stupid. But I did a little looking, and let's remember something. Remember, history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. Sometimes it repeats. Who the hell knows? My suggestion for everybody today with regard to most Messi cards, the ones where the chart is like this, you can take a look at the card letter index, and all of a sudden, there was a spike, a drop, a spike. You can actually look at the last spike of his was 2022 World Cup, like leading up to the World Cup, which is where we are now, leading up to the 2026 World Cup. Shocking. But what's funny about it is you see this run up. Look at what happened with the 84 Stars. There was a huge run up and then a pause. And then they run back up. And the reason for that is there's sort of like a lack of supply and then price. There's demand and the price goes high. And then when that price goes high, more of them come out. The Messi Mega Cracks that I'm talking about, that P. Ryan sold for $800 and something thousand, during the National, and then another one allegedly sold for 7 figures recently, although I don't believe it when I see it, I guess. A Ronaldo sold for like 100, then it was like 288, and now all of a sudden there's like Ronaldo everywhere. There's going to be more of these Messis that show up. There's going to be BGS 95s. There's going to be PSA 10s. Some of them are even in auction now, because that's what happens, right? There's no supply, price goes up, the price goes up, and it brings out supply. And what do you think happens next, guys? When there's more supply than the demand, usually that pricing kind of crests and comes down a little bit. Now, could it go back up organically down the road? Sure. Especially if it's a low pop card. It's a card that's not as easy to get in most grades. We're seeing that now with the 84 Star. It is rare enough. It is scarce enough that it went up, it went down, and it's going back up. I believe you're going to see that same type of a roller coaster with this Messi cards, that 71 biz specifically, and probably a lot of other Messi cards as well, because the soccer fans who are holding these cards, they may not know that the basketball and football and repackers have come into the soccer market and have run the price up on Messi and Ronaldo cards. But once they start to see it, all of a sudden, these cards will come out of their collection. It's starting already. Just take a look at the auctions. And when they come out of their collections, the supply goes up. The available supply goes up. And when the available supply goes up, usually the price comes down. And that's just kind of my thoughts of the day. I watched these things. I did not buy either of these cards during their runs these last couple of years. I sold my Jordan Star BGS 8.5 with a nice eye appeal designation and 9 centering. I sold it the week before PSA announced that they were going to start grading them. That's my luck. That's the cage right there. So don't listen to me. What the hell do I know? And that's another episode, 248. Go check out my page. I'm posting cards. People are wondering what kind of cards I own. Everything in my collection is under a year old now. Everything. I completely flipped my entire collection around. So go take a look. There's some fun stuff on there, and I'm going to keep posting it. Episode 248 brought to you by Bleecker Club. Bleecker Club. See that? Arena Club. Is Bleecker Trading going to buy Arena Club? Maybe did I just, let the cat out of the bag? I don't know. Maybe vice versa. Arena Club, Bleecker Trading. I'm not even going to edit that because that's funny shit. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.